everybody, what's up? I am the Sports Judge and welcome. Please spread the word about the channel. Like and subscribe. Today is the day that I want to get into the whole thing about Magic Johnson and Anthony Edwards. I'm open, indulging in this discussion. Man, Magic came out swinging, man. I saw this story where Anthony Edwards, and I'm a big fan of Anthony Edwards. I went as far to say he was the next MJ and all that. And of course, I took a beating for it. I did. But anyway, he was asked by the Wall Street Journal about 90s basketball. And here's what he said. I didn't watch it back in the day, so I can't speak on it. He should have stopped right there because by adding to the conversation, you showed your ignorance. And the world now knows you're uneducated, and it showed. Tell me you don't know basketball without telling me you don't know basketball. I love you, Ant-Man. I love you, I really do, but you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and now that's why Magic responded. You said yourself you didn't watch it. So why are you commenting on it? So here's what he added to it. They say it was tougher back then than it is now, but I don't think anybody had the skill back then. Michael Jordan was the only one that really had skill. You know what I mean. No, I don't know what you mean. Here's what he said. So that's why when they saw Kobe Bryant, they were like, oh my goodness. But now everybody has skill. Where did you get that information from? If you don't know what you're talking about, then don't talk about it at all. It just makes you look stupid and ignorant. Probably should have kept your mouth shut. Just keep quiet, dude. Just keep quiet. Look, you were born in 2001. What do you know about 90s basketball? He missed that era, so he really can't speak on it. I was fortunate enough to be around growing up in the 90s. I remember 90s NBA all too well. I lived through that era when the game was actually more physical, when it was actually more worth watching because you had players that were physically gifted, they were tough and competitive. I'm so grateful I got to experience it because this era that Edwards is coming up in now is soft as hell. Magic Johnson, who played in the 80s and early 90s, one of the top 5 players of all time on just about everyone's list, he responded to this. I really wish I had this audio to play for you guys, but I don't. I'll read it to you guys what he said. I never respond to a guy who's never won a championship, he said. He didn't win a college championship. I don't even know if he won a high school championship. Shots fired. I mean, damn. Magic straight up dropped the mic. Mic dropped. Oh, mic dropped. He told him, that's a mic drop, folks. I don't ever recall a time in my life where Magic Johnson, Magic of all people, clapping back at a player for having an opinion. If you remember years back in a video, if you remember years back in a video clip, ex Clippers owner Donald Sterling criticized Magic, who I thought handled that situation with class, elegance, and respect. I don't know him personally, but I've heard nice things about him. I've never once read or heard a negative thing about Magic. This man doesn't show this side of him very often to the public. I've heard a lot of nice things about him, from people in the know. I think he has great intentions, a really good guy. So bizarre is the perfect word for this. I'm a little surprised Magic ripped Timberwolves star Anthony Edwards like he didn't hold back. Like he didn't hold back while burying Edwards for his comments about the skill level in Michael Jordan's era, he's not usually in reality the person who criticizes. Very odd to hear. I know he has a passion for the game. He has tons of basketball knowledge and he knows exactly what he's talking about a lot of the time. And he's an ambassador for the Los Angeles Lakers. I just thought it was weird because rarely do you hear Magic clap back at silly takes on social media. This is a class act, an older and wiser man. There is hardly anyone like him. He knows how to handle situations. Magic, in a sense, does have a point here. He's right. Most NBA players these days have bigger egos. And a lot of it is our fault because we treat these players like they're MJ or a 6-time champion when they haven't won anything because we shower them with excessive praise when somebody has a breakout year and stands out to emerge as this superstar. What do we usually do? What do we do? You become a prisoner of the moment, right? Now you're measuring a player's greatness, which is fairly a small sample size, by the breakout year he's had. Just because a player takes a substantial leap in production or a player has an immediate impact doesn't mean he's the next MJ or Magic Johnson. I like Ant. I really do. I gotta love his competitive spirit. I think he just ran out of gas in the playoffs because he did underperform in the series, particularly against the Dallas Mavericks. But overall, I was so impressed with his game, his energy. I thought he was the best player in the playoffs until Luka went off and started to outshine everybody. Ant-Man definitely has game. His talents can't be denied. But we can all agree that he's a weirdo to say MJ was the only skilled player during that era. Sometimes Ant just talks to hear himself talk. No sense, no substance, no meaning. Just a string of words that mean absolutely nothing. That's what you got to hear here. That's what you heard from him just recently. He's got to stop before people think he's crazy, like he's lost his mind or something. I don't think he can help it. You can tell by the way he talks. I'm talking about a guy who's quickly become a legend over the past season, and now he's talking big game with nothing to really show for it. I'm highly annoyed and agitated by Ant's comments. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Ant, but Magic has a point. Today's NBA players like to criticize and trash the previous generation of players when they are the ones who paved the way for the future generation. How about doing this? Concentrate on bettering your own game, which in turn will better the product, and then the ratings will go up. This is what Ant needed. Someone to put him in his place. And Magic's resume speaks for itself. He's a 5-time NBA champion and widely regarded as one of the best point guards to ever play. I think Magic has a better understanding of the game than Ant. You know what Ant, you know how good Ant is. And you know what? Ant is sky high with confidence right now because he and the Wolves beat the Denver Nuggets. Sure, Magic sounded bitter and harsh. You can take it however you want. You can take it however you want to. But I don't think Magic's intention was to rip him. It's just straight facts. And a lot of former players don't like it when these young kids start talking nonsense or trash about the previous generation. Like, who the hell are you? The league was top heavy in the 90s with star players. The Chicago Bulls just happened to build a dynasty and dominated the era. MJ's era would have eaten these kids up. That era would have eaten these kids up. You talk about the skill level they possess based off their hustle, toughness, competitiveness. tenacity, defense, and team chemistry, these kids today would feel compelled to take their ball and go home. Facts. This younger generation is smoked. It's not hard. Look, it's not harder to win a championship in the modern era because of skill level. It's because these soft players have the same mindset. The league had to implement a damn in-season tournament just to motivate its players. So what does that tell you? It was more about street ball toughness back then. Now it's like NBA 2K, a video game, a watered down league. Jordan's skill set would be much higher if he were in his prime and played today. And the players of today couldn't last a day in the 70s because the rules hadn't changed to accommodate the new style of play that you see in today's game. It's hard to compare eras. Really, it is. It's really hard to do that. It's obvious now that Edwards has never studied basketball history, but that's okay. That's okay because Magic took him to school. Thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate the love and support. You know, you guys have been awesome to me. Thanks for keeping up with my content. Thanks for watching the videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll talk to you guys very soon. I'm getting out of here now. I got some things to do, but we'll talk very soon. Thanks for watching, everyone. Peace.